Leader of the opposition and Congress lead campaigner and scion Rahul Gandhi has been facing criticism even from unexpected quarters. Those you would expect to agree with him have called out his obsession with people's caste or the lack of caste diversity in institutions and organizations of all stripes, manners, shapes, and sizes. These people, some of whom belong to the Congress ecosystem, have gone to the extent of saying that the observations he's making are not just frivolous or trite, but could also sow the seeds of long-term social tension. They aren't wrong. Viewers, critics from the BJP ecosystem will have a vested interest. But when critics emerge from the Congress's own ecosystem, then viewers, it adds more ballast to the pointedness of the charge. Now, what is this criticism sourced from? Rahul Gandhi has talked about caste discrepancies between officers and jawans in the army, between judges of the Supreme Court, between officers and rail track minders in the railways, critical services that depend on seamless cohesion to function, to defend our borders, deliver us justice, and transport us safely from one place to another. When the Ram temple was inaugurated in Ayodhya, he said that he was disappointed not to see more Dalits, Adivasis, and OBC people in attendance. He hasn't even spared beauty pageants. Rahul Gandhi has lamented that contests in India also privilege upper caste aesthetics. Whatever that is supposed to mean, God alone knows, viewers. Honestly, he's left the British, the masters at divide and rule, far behind. And I'm not just saying this, viewers. Even some people, as I told you, from the Congress ecosystem are saying this. Rahul Gandhi's caste raga, excuse the pun, will be music to those who secretly plot to see the seeds of division in India, both at home and abroad. Now, most worryingly, he's begun singing a new tune, questioning what it means to be an Indian. Campaigning in India's most sensitive state, Jammu and Kashmir, Rahul Gandhi has begun making distinctions between domiciles and the illusory outsider. Rahul Gandhi claims that the LG, the Lieutenant Governor, Mr. Sinha, under central rule after Article 370 and 35A have been abrogated, is diverting resources meant for locals to outsiders, quote, outsiders, unquote, as if Kashmiris are a race separate from those living in other Indian states. This is a very dangerous game, viewers. It's a very dangerous game, and it should not be rewarded. But we've seen in the 2024 general elections, viewers, that his dangerous attempt to fragment Indian society was rewarded. The Congress party doubled its numbers. One just hopes that Kashmir now doesn't follow suit. Kashmir has already seen a pogrom against Hindus. It has even been burnt in the fire of separatism. Not one in their right minds would want to fan those fault lines again, or fault lines that suggest that Kashmiris are separate from Indians, that they are not at all Indians, that Indians are outsiders. Yes, viewers, no one in their right minds would want to sow those seeds once again in Kashmiri minds, especially those who are committed to a united India. Yet Rahul Gandhi is doing just what the doctor has not ordered, friends, has not ordered. Listen in.
आपका सिर्फ स्टेट नहीं छीना गया, आपके अधिकार, आपका धन, सारा का सारा आपसे छीना जा रहा है। और जो आपका धन है आपसे छीना जा रहा है, बाहर के लोगों को दिया जा रहा है, चाहे वो आपके कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स हो, सारा का सारा फायदा बाहर के लोगों को मिल रहा है और जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों से छीना जा रहा है।
Viewers, let's play this soundbite again. He talks about bahar ke log. Let's play this again. He talks about, viewers, the state, that is the land, the rights, the money, everything being snatched from Kashmiris and given to outsiders, bahar ke logon ko. Let's listen once again, viewers.
आपका सिर्फ स्टेट नहीं छीना गया, आपके अधिकार, आपका धन, सारा का सारा आपसे छीना जा रहा है। और जो आपका धन है आपसे छीना जा रहा है, बाहर के लोगों को दिया जा रहा है, चाहे वो आपके कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स हो, सारा का सारा फायदा बाहर के लोगों को मिल रहा है और जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों से छीना जा रहा है।
Contracts also, viewers, he talks about. Business, that is. Now let's see who these outsiders are that Rahul Gandhi says are getting benefits at the cost of the so-called indigenous after the abrogation of Article 370 and Article 350A, 335A rather, viewers, in Naya Jammu and Kashmir. Let's have a look at this outsider list, or who Rahul Gandhi deems are outsiders. Let me walk you through his conception of who, viewers, are outsiders. Scheduled castes and scheduled tribes from across India who had settled in Jammu and Kashmir but were till now legally second-grade citizens. Do you know, viewers, that Valmikis were not allowed to take jobs above the grade of sweepers because of Article 370 and 35A, viewers? Do you know this? And after that, viewers, dignity has been bestowed on SCs and STs who have at least got reservations now. The same reservations that Rahul wants for SCs and STs across the country. But he wants, viewers, for Kashmiris to resent reservations. It's bizarre. In Kashmir, he says one thing. In Kanyakumari, he says something quite different. The other people he thinks are outsiders, are minorities, Hindus and Sikhs, who have become eligible for reservations and are now equal stakeholders after the abrogation of Article 370 and 35A, viewers. Terrorized Pakistani Hindu refugees that didn't enjoy domicile rights till now, till after the abrogation of Article 370. Do these people not have a right? Are they not humans? They might be Hindus. Maybe for Rahul Gandhi, they're not humans. But viewers, they're Indians. Jammu and Kashmir women who had married out of the state subjects and will now no longer lose their property rights or citizenship. Are these outsiders? Does he not want Kashmiri women who married outside of the state, Indians in other parts of the country, domicile of other states, to return and claim what should have rightfully been theirs all along? Are they outsiders for him? Are Kashmiri Hindus outsiders for him who were victims of genocide, who will now be able to secure jobs and their dignity? Last but not least, Rahul Gandhi thinks outsiders are Indians from Andhra Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Goa, Gujarat, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Jharkhand, Karnataka, Kerala, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Odisha, Punjab, Rajasthan, Sikkim, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Tripura, Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, West Bengal, all 28 states. Does he think that they are outsiders? That they have no right to settle in Kashmir? That they must go and spend money in Kashmir on holidays? But beyond that, they have no right over the soil of Kashmir. Are all these people who live in these 28 states outsiders for Rahul Gandhi? And when he goes to seek their vote, for example, in the next few weeks to Haryana and Maharashtra, where he is today, is he going to seek the vote of outsiders? Viewers, it's bizarre, but it's also dangerous. There are union territories in this country, viewers. Andaman and Nicobar Islands, are they outsiders for Rahul Gandhi? Chandigarh, are the people of Chandigarh outsiders? Dadra, Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu, are they all outsiders? Lakshadweep. People of Delhi, Puducherry, Ladakh, these 7 union territories, all outsiders. Interestingly, viewers, in 2012, he's talking about contracts have been given. In 2012, Rahul Gandhi organized an investment summit. Where? In Srinagar. And he invited Ratan Tata to invest in Jammu and Kashmir. Ratan Tata thanked Rahul Gandhi for giving Tata Group an opportunity to invest in Kashmir. By bringing in outsider Ratan Tata, was Rahul Gandhi stealing jobs of Kashmiris, the resources of Kashmiris? Was he guilty of giving contracts to Ratan Tata, an outsider? Viewers, it's absurd. But this is who, viewers, a large number of you are voting for. Does it make sense to open this Pandora's box of social division? I want to ask you and I want you to think about this, and I'm going to pose some questions and you will listen to a number of people who will even defend this, viewers, tonight. They'll try to gloss it over. No, you're not quite understanding this, that, the other. There is going to be an attempt to try and change the demographics of the state of Jammu and Kashmir. These people were silent, viewers, when the demographics were changed in 1990, when Hindus were kicked out of the valley. Let's open this up. Kamru Chaudhary, political analyst, pro-Congress sympathizer, is here with us. Sushil Pandit, a Kashmiri activist, a Kashmiri Hindu, who knows what it is like to be a de facto or deemed de facto outsider and kicked out of the valley. We're hoping to have Irfan Hafiz Loan, a Congress candidate, but he may not join, viewers. Some of them don't, as you know. Karan Verma is here, author. After having heard my intro, I don't think Mr. Loan is going to join me. But nonetheless, let's see. He might come. He might find the gumption. Mr. Kamru Chaudhary, what's going on? Who are these outsiders? Who are these outsiders who are cheating the people of Kashmir, Mr. Kamru Chaudhary, who are getting the benefits of Kashmiris? You don't want the benefit of living in Kashmir, Mr. Kamru Chaudhary, earning a living there, enjoying the beautiful precincts, the opportunities to build business, create jobs. Do you think Ratan Tata should not go there and invest? Tell me, Kamru Chaudhary.
Yeah, Rahul, first and foremost, good evening to you and to your viewers. Point here is that whether Rahul Gandhi had meant as an outsider, who are all those outsiders? It doesn't mean that people who will try to go and settle in Kashmir, snatch away the resources of the Kashmiri people, make
Kamru
the
Chaudhary,
Kashmiris
who are
a
these
second
outsiders?
I'm coming to that. Have some patience. You gave a 10 minutes intro. Let me just come to my point. Because you will agitate, you will say that it's a Pandora's box that Rahul Gandhi is trying to open in Kashmir. The same goes with Assam also. What's happening in Assam? 370 has been withdrawn from Jammu and Kashmir and it has been introduced in Assam. So it's another matter because nobody can fight an election in Assam now since yesterday because it seems only Assamese who are there as an Assamese since 1951. They are eligible to fight the elections in Assam. I hope your news media team had caught out that news also or not. Because that's another part of the bigotry that Hemanta Biswa settles out here.
So you're saying that two wrongs make a right? Is that what you're saying?
Never.
So what are you saying?
The first right of resources of the state belongs to the people of that state. Am I right or wrong in that? First question.
Mr. Chaudhary,
secondly,
I'm asking you,
no,
hang on 1 second. By that logic, do Jammu and Kashmir women who had married out-of-state subjects and lost their property rights and citizenship rights, Now that
That
they've
has been
got them back
corrected.
after Article 370, the abrogation.
No.
Are they
that
not
is-
entitled to, no, hang on, are they not entitled to their rights? What kind of logic is this?
No, you tell me in the river Jhelum in Srinagar, 10
Arey,
mining
Mr.
blocks
Chaudhary,
have
you
been
said
given
the
to
first
Gujaratis.
right of a state must accrue to those people who are domiciled in that state. So I'm asking
Yes.
you, sir, by wanting to go back to a situation, I'm
How
asking
do I
you.
explain to you?
I'm
How
asking
do I
you.
explain to you?
No,
Have
no,
they
I'm
received
asking you,
their
please.
rights
No,
now or
no,
not?
you haven't understood my question clearly because you're not answering it
Nobody-
clearly.
The viewers are also
My
not
fault.
understanding which
So let me
way
ask
want
you,
to go.
should minorities, Hindus and Sikhs who have become eligible for reservation and are now equal stakeholders, are they snatching the rights of the so-called imagined indigenous? I'm asking you this question.
So will I reply? Can I reply now? I'm asking a very pertinent question. In the river Jhelum in Srinagar, 10 mining blocks have been allocated to outsiders who are not even domicile of the state.
Excuse me, outsider.
26
No, hang on, outsider.
Yes,
Outsider.
yes.
Sir, can I ask you,
Who are not
how many oil
domiciles of the
blocks?
state.
No, no, how many oil blocks?
They are not even
How many
sand
oil
mining
blocks in
and ore
Assam?
block.
How many
What happened
coal
to the
blocks in
lithium
Assam?
reserves
Hang on,
of the
hang on.
state?
One
What happened
second,
to
one
who
second.
bought
No,
the
one
lithium
second. Now
reserves
don't
of the
jump
state?
around. No,
Only one
listen,
crony
don't speak
capitalist,
over me. I'm
Mr.
asking you a
Adani has
follow-up
bought on it.
question. You have a problem with
Why?
oil blocks?
Why?
One second. You have a problem with the blocks around Jhelum? I'm asking you.
Not only
in
that,
Assam,
in
in Assam, you have
Baramulla-
no companies from any other part of the country manufacturing anything, taking out oil or mining coal or minerals? Yes or no?
That's an irrelevant question.
Irrelevant
Rahul,
question.
I can't understand. I can't understand
God.
how are you comparing those
Okay,
two
so
out here.
Assam and Kashmir are not the same.
I said Kashmir, now any Kashmiri can buy a land out there. Even Karan Verma can buy a land out there in Kashmir.
Yeah, but Rahul Gandhi
Shiv
doesn't
Shankar-
want that. Rahul Gandhi says
Rahul
that Karan
Shiv
Verma is
Shankar
an
cannot buy a
outsider.
piece of land in Assam
Abid
now.
Wani is
Can
joining us,
I
National
give you
Conference
1 crore
leader.
rupees. Rahul
Mr.
Shiv
Chaudhary.
Shankar, I gave you
Mr.
1
Chaudhary.
crore rupees. Buy a piece of land in Assam and show
Mr.
me.
Chaudhary, Mr. Chaudhary, Mr. Chaudhary, I'm asking you a specific and silently.
Don't try to get into this whataboutery about
What about
Kashmir
tree?
is.
What
Yes.
about tree? I'm asking you. Simple question. Answer this to me.
Kashmir is
Are
for the
Kashmiri Hindus who
people,
were victims
as
of
Bihar is
genocide?
for Biharis.
One second. Are Jammu and Kashmir women who had married out of the state and lost their state subject citizenship and also their property rights, can they not come back and reclaim them? And if they are coming back and reclaiming them now that they can, are they outsiders, sir? That should be
Now, who got
resented,
the-
yes or no?
No, in Baramulla, who got the
I'm
30th
asking you this
mineral
question.
block?
Can you answer me this question,
No,
Mr. Kamru Chaudhary?
Come on. I am asking you a simple question.
I'm asking
Who
you a
got
simple
those sand
question. Are you
mining
here to
blocks?
ask questions
Who
or
got the
are you not
lithium
going to answer
awarded?
any questions?
Who got the lithium
Okay.
lithium
One
mines?
second.
Who got the lithium mines?
Viewers, let me tell you.
Basically,
viewers,
Rahul
let
Gandhi
me tell
that
you,
pointed out
Rahul
was
Gandhi
that-
in different states of this country invites Adani and Ambani and many other businessmen and the Tatas. In Rajasthan, they did it. They got in Mr. Adani. His India Alliance partners call Mr. Adani, call Mr. Ambani, call Mr. Tata, everybody to invest in Bengal. They are not outsiders. Rahul Gandhi himself, as I told you in 2012, asked Ratan Tata to please set up industry in Kashmir. They were not outsiders at that time. I mean, this is palpably absurd. I want to bring in Mr. Pandit. Mr. Pandit, how do you respond to Kamru Chaudhary? He says, you see, these laws exist in isolation in this place, that place, this place, that place. So that means it must be right.
Rahul, you described it as absurd, and I would not be surprised because absurd is par for the course for the leaders as well as the spokesperson of the Congress. The problem is, it is dangerous. It is downright poisonous for the health of India, our national integrity, our social cohesion. If it were just absurd, one could ignore it. Imagine there are 900 plus districts in this country. Not one district you can name that hasn't lost a son in Kashmir defending India, defending Kashmir there against jihad. Entire country has sent its children, its sons, its brothers to defend Kashmir.
Except
All of
Gujarat.
them have been lumped together as outsiders with no claim on Kashmir. This is the mindset of Article 370 that divided citizens. between rest of India and Kashmir through a legal stratagem. And today, having taken it out 5 years ago out of the equation, you have people promising to restore it back. This is what is much more than absurd. It is dangerous. There is an entire country contributing to the economy of Jammu and Kashmir. It's tourism, the livelihood. Aren't they outsiders contributing to this economy when millions upon millions visit Kashmir over and over again? When you make money out of them, they are not outsiders. And imagine who is it coming from. This is a man who carried a facade of Bharat Jodo Yatra just some months back. Now you know what a hypocrisy was that. This is a man who contested from Wayanad. Was he an outsider there? Wasn't he? His mother contested from Bellary. Wasn't she an outsider there? And not just Bellary, in this country, coming from Italy. What is she? His grandmother contested from Chikmagalur and Medak. They have made a habit of being outsiders wherever they go. And they point others as outsiders.
And Dr. Manmohan Singh.
This is not mere hypocrisy.
Do you remember Dr. Manmohan Singh?
Can you imagine?
Do you remember Dr. Manmohan Singh in the precious Assam that Kamru Zaman Chaudhary talks about the whole day?
Yes.
How did he start? How did he have roots from there suddenly? Where did he sprout those roots from? Outsider number one. Dr. Chaudhary, tell me. Dr. Manmohan Singh.
Rahul, I can't understand what is
No, I'm asking you. Answer this question. Dr. Manmohan Singh, was he not somebody who, was he not someone who used Assam as a doormat? Yes or no?
You have used Jammu and Kashmir as your own.
Okay, let me not waste my time with Mr. Chaudhary because he's clearly not interested in answering the question. He only wants to duck and evade. So let me bring in the leader of the National Conference, and I also have Karan Verma with us. Mr. Vani, I want to ask you, your party in alliance with the Congress wants to bring back and restore Article 370. Now, sir, I want to ask you, do you want to once again deny Jammu and Kashmir women, minorities, that is Hindus and Sikhs, scheduled castes and scheduled tribes of reservations and equal stakeholdership? Simple question.
Well, Rahul, while I answer this question, I need to get my facts right, because while I'm debating with Rahul Shivshankar on a national television, I need to have my facts right. So first and foremost, there's nothing like that. We had any disparity with women or the STs and SCs. There has never been such a case. Even before, abrogation.
Sir, have you heard of my grandmother? I don't think you heard of my grandmother.
Well,
she married,
Rahul,
no, one second.
Rahul,
she married out of state.
You
she lost everything.
Me. While Mr. Pandit was
So I'm telling you about a lived experience. Abid Wani Saab, she married out of the state. In fact, there were two sisters. One married an ICS officer, my grandfather. Another married a politician who went on to become the chief minister of Odisha. They both lost their property rights. Now you tell me, sir, what am I supposed to make of this?
Well, Rahul, when you point out specification and generalize it, it is a definition.
Generalize it?
So, that's what you are trying to do.
Okay,
let's have a fair debate.
Fair debate? I'm giving you a fair example, a lived example.
No, I'm giving you a fair example.
मैं किसी और की बात नहीं कर रहा, sir, मैं अपने घर की बात कर रहा हूँ.
I completely understand where it's coming from, but, let's have a fair discourse here. When you are saying that, there was disparity before, Article 370 was abrogated, I think, you need to check your, facts, because in the State Assembly, we had the women representation, we had the women reservation in place. The only difference was the governor would act on the advice of the Council of Ministers, and that too if they have inadequate representation of women. So I think, bringing in
so
this
did you have a minorities?
won't help the
Did
cause.
you have a minorities affair commission there?
Sir, we had a women's state human rights commission. We had the minority commission in place. We even had a ran a minority cell in our own party.
How can you allow that?
We even have a minority cell in our own party.
Your own party, yes. Your own party, maybe. Let me bring in Mr. Pandit on that. Let's have a fact versus fact question.
Yes. Why not?
I mean, my lived experience has been thrown out of the window. So, Mr.
You know,
Pandit
all
and
this
Karan
disposal
Verma.
of
Yes.
370, this brings in such facts.
we
Please.
we went to Supreme Court saying that the Constitution of the state of Jammu and Kashmir doesn't have the word minority mentioned even once. Forget
Oh.
giving rights, privileges, protections to the minorities in the state. And we were told, please request the state government to institute a minorities commission to look after this. Government after government dragged its feet. There was no minority commission in the state of Jammu and Kashmir ever. Don't lie.
Okay.
Don't lie on national television. There was no minority commission ever in the state of Jammu and Kashmir.
Karan Verma.
On the contrary, the majority community in the state of Jammu and Kashmir enjoyed the minority rights referring to the Constitution of India.
That's right. And that is, in
This
fact,
was the
unfortunately
travesty.
the case in every state, even where Hindus are 1% of the population. Look at the Northeast, viewers. Hindus, even in those states, do not get minority
Was that the
status.
cause? Was that the cause why 370 was
Can I make a
removed?
point, Rahul?
It was moved, sir, so that the constitution
So
of our
that-
country could apply in
Well,
all
the Constitution of India
in all its
wasn't the
beauty, in
Constitution of
all
India
its
guaranteed of these
inclusivity
rights.
to that particular region, which is ours, which is India's,
Well, Article 370 was very
which
much
is all of
inclusive,
ours.
with
One
the
second, sir.
Indian
Let me just
Constitution.
quickly bring in. Okay, I'll bring you in. No problems. Mr. Verma, yes, you want to make a point.
Yeah. So just so Mr. Abid Wani knows, I would want to jog his memory a little and want him to read about Radhika Gill, one of the decorated athletes of Jammu Kashmir from the Valmiki community, who because of Article 370, just so you know, could not compete, could not appear for civil services and was forced to work as a sweeper. She challenged this in the court, just so you know. And there was no prevention of SC/ST Act, the protection against the atrocities. Rahul Gandhi, who talks about Dalit rights, there was no protection of atrocities against SC/ST. There was no Consumer Protection Act. There was no right to education. None whatsoever, Mr. Abid. And your leader, Mr. Farooq Abdullah, he very well knew about this. And he said, कयामत तक हम लड़ते रहेंगे अगर आर्टिकल 370 को हटा दिया कोई छू नहीं सकता. Well, guess what? It was removed lock, stock and barrel, and it's never coming back. You can do whatever you want to. There will never be two constitutions. There will never be two flags in this great country, and the Dalits will get their rights. In fact, Rahul, often your namesake is called a Bal Buddhi or other adjectives. I must tell you that, often when we use these words, it evokes a sentiment that this person is naive. This person is certainly not naive. He has some very seriously evil intentions at his heart. And time and again he said, India is not a nation, but a union of states. Very mischievously is often said that in Karnataka, he passed the bill for a job for locals, then they removed it. So, every single time he's resorted to dog whistle politics of the lowest order, whether it's North versus South, whether it's Dalit versus Brahmins, whether it's Jammu Kashmir insider versus outsider. So here is a very dangerous man who's trying to play with the very fabric of unity and integrity of this nation. And that is what we need to understand here.
Okay, I don't know about evil, because let's not use those kind of adjectives, but certainly there is a divisive outlook in his politics. And I'm not saying it, viewers. Just look at some of the newspaper editorials, whether it's the Indian Express, even people who usually support the Congress's outlook, worldview from their ecosystem. They're public intellectuals who have come out and said that Rahul Gandhi is reducing this conversation to a triteness. Of course, Mr. Chaudhary will not accept, but Mr. Wani, I promised I'd come back to you. These are facts that we've pointed out. We're not lying, sir. Some people have had lived experiences, some people have moved courts. So let's not obfuscate tonight, please. Why do you want to take Kashmir back to a separatist mindset? Simple question. And how can you do it even if you do win the election?
Well, Rahul, as you rightly said that, there's so much and so forth for this debate of post and pre-2019. Why do we want to get back? We just want to get back our constitutional rights that were guaranteed under Indian Constitution. We didn't get that from Pakistan. You have same provisions like 371 in many states, right? We don't object to that. Why, I know suddenly this national narrative is being created that somehow this is going to dissociate Jammu and Kashmir from the rest of the nation.
Okay.
This is lie. This is a lie. This is a big
Okay.
lie. We have been a part of India.
Just a minute. Just a minute.
And Rahul, I want to add, as far as the integrity and the sovereignty of the nation is concerned. National Conference and many of the mainstream leaders and the parties have been the victims of this turmoil. We have lost thousands of our
That
workers.
I agree. I'm not denying that, Mr. Wani.
We
You
are
have
very
paid a
much-
price.
we are
I'm not
very much
denying
part
it.
and
But
parcel
let
of
me
India.
ask you fundamentally this. Fine, tomorrow you might form the government there. Can you actually deliver on 370? You can't.
It's not. It's not just what we deliver in the assembly.
It is
What-
because
what-
you're
what-
promising
what-
something
what
to the
are-
public.
No.
You can't
You know,
deliver
here-
on
here we are
370. You cannot revoke the abrogation.
we definitely we don't have have the power to revoke.
There
it.
you go, viewers.
But we need to voice. Why?
Yeah,
but
that,
we need
you know,
to
you can
voice
hang
our
on to an
opinion
empty
assembly,
slogan or
and
a,
we need
but
to-
I just want to tell
No,
you
it's not
also,
an empty
viewers.
slogan.
Okay, for you,
you need to
it is
identify
not
with
for
the
a large,
intent. Results
large
don't
number of
come
people.
with
It is. I'll tell you why, viewers. Because through
you
50.
need to identify with the intent.
Okay.
The results are concomitant.
One second. I just also want to say, viewers, that for all their love for Article 370, now let me tell you something very straight up. 53 presidential orders were passed to water it down. It had actually become quite the hollow shell. It had become quite the hollow shell. That's why, viewers, they want to go all the way back to pre-1953. That's why, viewers. Which then brings in that element of separatism. And that's where we need to be a little careful. Think about it, viewers. You're all going to have to cast your ballot in Kashmir if you're watching, and in Jammu. Think very clearly about what you want to do, who you are empowering to do what.